10 places to see in Romania. For the longest time, Romania has been synonymous with Dracula, vampires, and blood. However, that is simply not the case, and ignoring Romania's true beauty amidst all these illusions is undoubtedly the greatest sin of all. As far as we are concerned, Romania's beauty has never gotten the appreciation it truly deserves because of it being stereotyped as the land of vampires lurking in dark castles, waiting to pounce on tourists. Well, aside from Dracula, vampires, and dark yet magnificent places, Romania is a graceful land that's determined to blow your heart and your mind. However, it can get tough if you intend to go on a long trip to Romania. Are you struggling to find some decent tourist destinations for your travel list? Well, we have 10 wonderful places for you. But before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you never miss out on any of our updates. With that, let's move on to our first location. Number 1. Transylvanian Alps. The first place on our list is the Transylvanian Alps, also known as the Southern Carpathians, often defined as a personification of elegance and beauty. How can you visit Romania and miss the Transylvanian Alps? They are a collective of the highest mountains in southern Romania, elevated at a height of over 2,500 meters. The rugged mountains, dotted with sheep-filled meadows and wildflowers, provide excellent hiking and skiing opportunities during both summer and the winter. You can hunt for vampires near Gothic castles, and let us know if you emerge victorious in your search. No, jokes aside, the Transylvanian Alps is wonderful for wandering around the beautiful stretches, driving along the highway's wide roads, and spending a day under the clear sun during summers. Number 2. Mary Cemetery. No, you are not mistaken. I did in fact just say cemetery. You're probably wondering how a cemetery could be a lovely sight to behold. Well, that's confusing and astonishing, to be honest, because who would visit a cemetery on their vacation, right? Well, Mary Cemetery is not any typical cemetery because it is beautifully painted to resemble a folk art gallery, with colorful tombstones, crosses, and statuary commemorating the lives of the deceased. The cemetery, which is located in the village of Spinata, defies all stereotypes and prejudices around death and the grief of the associated. It rather represents a culture that celebrates the immortality of a soul and the belief that death is a moment of joy and anticipation for a better life. The locals draw, write, and paint on the tombstones as part of their tradition. The background is kept deep blue, with other colors symbolizing life, death, and fertility. Number 3. Sibiu. If you know Romania, then you probably know Sibiu too. People flock to this destination to pose beside the monumental architecture of Sibiu for their Insta-worthy snaps. The city, also known as the City with Eyes, is a popular tourist destination for domestic and international tourists. Sibiu is well known for its culture, history, culinary, and diverse architecture, including the iconic houses. This Romanian city, lined with colorful houses on cobblestone streets and defense towers overlooking the Sabine River, is an embodiment of strength, for it has been reduced into debris numerous times in the past. The city hosts an annual performing arts festival, one of the greatest annual events. 15th century towers, numerous historical squares, Roman Catholic wooden churches, theaters, and the Brukenthal Palace are other additional attractions of the city. Number 4. Danube Delta. There is no better place for a pure nature lover than the Danube Delta. It is an absolute wonder on earth, for it is abundant in flora and fauna. The Danube Delta is a branch of the world's largest preserved river delta, and it's a heaven for birdwatchers. Many birds flock here from Egypt and China to breed or spend their winter. The willow-lined canals are ideal for the 300 bird species that live here. Wildlife such as wildcats, wolves, and the occasional boar are also found here. Tourists can even fish in the lakes and marshes. There are around 45 varied species of freshwater fish. Although the mosquitoes here can be annoying, the beautiful orange sunset makes it all worth enduring. Number 5. Bigar Waterfall. This is possibly Romania's most bizarre yet beautiful tourist destination. People come here from various parts of the world to witness the beauty of the amazing Bigar Waterfall, located in Caras-Severin County. The Bigar Waterfall flows over the crest of a large rounded stone, where the water is cut into small slivers and pushed off as small streams. A breathtaking location that is difficult to leave, it's a must-see for any traveler. The Bigar Waterfall is so beautiful that the locals refer to it as the miracle from the Manice Canyon. The rounded waterfall is nearly 8 meters high and falls from a green carpet of moss that makes you go awe over its beauty. The bewitching sight almost looks like diamonds showering from the sky, and you couldn't resist but capture it on your mobile. Number 6. Bran Castle. Bran Castle, located on the hilltop in the middle of tall mountains, dates back to 1377 and is Romania's most popular tourist attraction. Although tourists believe that there are vampires here, the medieval hilltop castle is an inspiration for Dracula's castle by Bram Stoker. Narrow staircases lead to take you through massive storybook-like rooms, underground passages, old-fashioned and antique furniture, weapons, and armor all dating back forever. The castle, which overlooks the village of Bran, is now a tourist attraction and a private museum for the display of art and sculptures collected by Queen Marie, who was the last queen of Romania. The castle also hosts interesting annual events, such as music festivals, pageants for children, and even food fairs. It can be a fun and adventurous tour of Bran Castle. Number 7. Peles Castle. The Peles Castle sits atop the Carpathian hillside. Although this castle is linked with vampires or Dracula, it is often regarded as one of the most beautiful castles in the entire Romania. Sounds like one castle you can tour without fearing vampires. King Carol I, who visited this place in the 1860s, built this neo-Renaissance castle. It is one of Europe's most beautiful castles, with a stunning fairy tale-like appearance. The king's military interests are reflected in the 14,000-piece weapons collection, while the queen's artistic interests are reflected in a movie room with frescoes. It was here that the first Romanian film was ever screened. The castle, decorated with ornate stonework, sculpted wood, and stained glass windows, is charming and intimidating, overlooking the beautiful grass and the snow-covered Carpathian Mountains. The magnificent building is now a museum, with 160 beautifully decorated rooms and attractive terrace gardens displaying a collection of artwork, armor, and weaponry. Number 8. Sighisoara. Cigi-shwara is Transylvania's best-preserved fortified town, built by the Saxons between the 12th and the 17th centuries. With its hilltop location, the citadel truly dominates the entire town with its stunning beauty. The old town is surrounded by the citadel walls on the narrow cobblestone streets and brightly painted 16th-century Saxon houses. The most beautiful of the 9 towers is the striking clock tower, which serves as the main gate into the citadel. The balcony is a perfect spot for a panoramic view of this region. Every summer, the traditional 3-day medieval arts festival brings the Middle Ages to life in Sighisoara. Tourists from all over the world come to see the medieval costumes, the medieval music, live theater performances, dances, parades, fireworks, and various other local activities. Number 9. Salina Turda. Salina Turda is one of the most amazing and beautiful underground mines ever to exist. After the excavations ceased in 1932, the salt mine, which dates back to the 17th century, was used for everything from a cheese storage center to a bomb shelter during World War II. It has now been turned into a fantastic sci-fi theme park. Salina Turda, located in the Cluj County, is dubbed as one of the coolest underground places in the world. As you enter the mine and descend, it appears as if you are entering a fantasy world where you can play everything from mini-golf, table tennis, and soccer. There is an amphitheater for concerts, and you can even row in the waters of a blue lake. The dark salty lake, 400 feet underground, highlights this mine. It appears like a fancy island in the middle of a beautiful lake from above. Number 10. Vaser Valley Forestry Railway. Travel back in time on a steam-powered train through the forests of the Carpathian Mountains. The Vaser Valley Forestry Railway, which runs along the Vaser River, has been in operation since 1932 when it was used to transport logs from the forest to the mill. Today, it transports tourists who want to enjoy the romance of old, narrow-gauge trains traversing beautiful tree-filled landscapes. The ride ends in Pelton, where visitors get 2 hours to enjoy the stunning views and scenery and a picnic lunch. The entire ride is too good to be true as you move through woods, forests, and beautiful flowers, like something from a Disney movie. Even though Romania has medieval castles that have a close connection to Dracula and vampires, it is not all about the dark side. The bright side of this stunning country needs to be discovered as well. Romania, the southeastern European country, is known for stunning locations, gigantic and beautiful castles, palaces, greenery, beautifully painted churches, aesthetic views, and some amazing rooftops to spend your time while simply admiring its beauty all day long. Romania has always been a country worth being on top of your wish list, not only because of its beauty, but also because of the way its people commemorate their rich culture, preserve traditional cuisine, worship folklore from the past, and welcome newcomers. With the stunning beauty of Transylvania's forest region, well-preserved medieval towns and castles, and the safeguarded medieval architecture, these top 10 places to visit in Romania are sure to inspire an amazing trip and a shift in how this hidden beauty is currently viewed. That brings us to the end of our video for today. Everyone, we hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like, comment, and share our videos. We'll see you all next time, and until then, stay safe.